everyone, thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review of Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 10, Episode 3. I hope everyone had a good weekend. It is currently Sunday, almost time for Monday's work week, but it's also the week before Thanksgiving. Yes, so we get to eat some turkey and some ham and some dressing and all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's coming up this Thursday. So I only have a 3-day work week and then I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I can't wait because I love my off days. To spend some time with my mom and my sister and my nephew and, just chill out. So hope everyone else is having such a great weekend and also waiting to enjoy this coming holiday. I think people will also probably be doing Black Friday stuff. I'm not a Black Friday shopper. I don't like crowds because I don't like not being able to, push somebody back if they push me out the way. And so I don't do that. The most Black Friday shopping I do is always online because can't nobody push me. I can get exactly what I want and I don't have to get up early in the morning. So, let's hope y'all also trying to get those early Friday sales that y'all are able to do that too. So, but let's get into this review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This episode wasn't all that interesting. I think the most interesting part of it was the whole thing with Portia and her sister arguing, and I'm talking about that a little bit later. But we can go scene by scene. We see the episode starts off with Portia, her mama, and her sister. And, Portia saying how she's basically done with friends. But I think, Portia, your friends is done with you. So, go ahead and sit in your corner and pout as if you the victim. But we all know that you've done things to make your friends not want to be your friend. True friendship can outlast arguments. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can bump heads here and there with a friend or whatnot. But you and your friends should never just be beefed out to where I don't even want to be your friend no more. I think that's for some extenuating circumstances. I think, and that's because you did something wrong, Portia. So your friend's done with your ass. But they went to a bar. I'm drinking a lot of water. I think I want to burp, but I don't want to on camera. So yeah. Her mom, her sister goes I wrote down as a body magic place. It's basically one of those shops where you go and you maybe can get some, not lipo, but you can get some body sculpting. They do those body wraps, and different type of things. So her mom, her sister are there. And they're, gonna get their body wrap. They're gonna get a mummy wrap. And the mummy wrap usually it gets out some toxins. It kind of rids your body of a little bit of excess waste. And it sheds a couple pounds here and there, whatever. I would do that, but I don't want to be a big mummy wrapped up in sheets. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. So, when they're showing them, getting wrapped and stuff, Portia's saying how, people think I woke up like this. No, we don't, Portia. No one thinks, no way, in no shape, in no form, and no how, that when we see you on Real Housewives of Atlanta or any photo of you online that you woke up like this. We know some doctors did some things to you. We know that you also do work out, but at the same time, we know you did not wake up flawless. But Portia is a pretty girl. Beneath all that makeup and all that weave, she is a very naturally pretty person. I just think she has a fucked up inside, somewhere. Is something wrong with her on the insides, and it kind of makes her ugly on the outside sometimes. And, because I used to be here for Portia. I don't like this whole new weird-ass Portia. But, we don't think you woke up like that. We know your body is natural and unnatural. We know that there was some assistance getting to how you look. So, yeah. But again, she's very pretty. And she's always had a pretty shape. That's why when she got the new boobs, and I do believe she got her butt done. But, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So that whole scene was basically her mom and her sister getting mummy wraps. And that was it. But I'm like, girl, don't nobody think that you woke up looking like that? Anywho, we see a small scene with Sheree. Sheree's whole thing this episode was really planning her mom's 70th birthday party. So her and her kids and I think her mom was there too. They all went to a party costume store to pick costumes because it's a 70s theme. So 70s clothes, afros, wigs, platform shoes and all that stuff. So, they went there to get some something to wear to the party. And we also find out that she hired a party planner named Tiffany to help her get this party together, and it's going to be at Chateau Sheree. Now, if anybody recalls, people kept talking about her because they said that her home, Chateau Sheree, was actually in her mama's name, and somebody jokingly called it Chateau Thelma. So, I think it's going to be a couple people who have jokes about that, but I feel like this. Sheree built that house. It don't matter who name she had it in. We know that she had to put the work, the time, and the headache that it was. Because it took it's been being built for like 6 seasons now. So, thank God she got a building. Her family got somewhere to live forever. We see Cynthia on a date. I'm like, okay, Cynthia, you all up in the dating scene, girl. She shot her shot on that first episode, which was in that tub looking all cute and stuff. But, one of her employees from her Bailey agency, one of her Bailey's boys, as she calls them, set her up on a date with this guy named Will, who is 41, and he's a Capricorn. Now, I'm not a girl who be like, what's your astrological sign? Because I don't know anything about, the zodiac signs. I am a Capricorn. I was born, January 16th. But I don't know what that means to be a Capricorn. All I know to be is Jay Lee. I'm a human being. I love people. People also get on my nerves, but I'm very loving. I'm very loyal. So I'm like, I don't get the whole astrological sign connections. Oh, is an Aries better than a Gemini? I have dated a couple asshole Aries, though. I have. And that, I don't know if it has anything to do with each other over my, 20-ish, 20 years of dating. Anywho. So, Will is cute, you know what I'm saying? And Cynthia seems to be happy that, one, he's a cute gentleman. He seems like very much so like a gentleman. He also is older, as he's 41. He's not a child. She don't want nobody young, honey. So, that's a good thing. And even on the day he brought up how, because she said, you could have been a model. He like, well, no, I stayed in the business world. And I'm like, okay, he ain't superficial. To be like, yeah, I'm so cute. I can be a model. He's like, I did what I knew how to do. I'd never been married. I was engaged, but it didn't work out. Cynthia should know about that because she was engaged a few times before she got married to Peter. He does have a daughter. And then she's like, oh, well, can I see his pictures ever? Oh, because the daughter was maybe 14, 15 or whatever. And he's like, oh, if I had my phone on me, I would show you pictures, but I don't bring my cell phone on dates. And she was like, really? Oh, my God, we're so much alike in so many different ways, And even Cynthia not, admitted, they have a connection, they connected. Even though she wants to just date around because she said she's never really dated. She's probably been, and when people say, I haven't really dated, that just means I'll meet someone, go on a couple days, and then we're in a relationship. Meaning I've never dated around. And dating around doesn't make you like a slut at all. I'm a firm believer in when you are in the dating stage, it's okay to date multiple people until you figure out which person you want to be with. Because I just feel like you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. Because if that basket don't work out, then you got all these other empty baskets. So I feel like it's okay as long as both people are aware, we're just dating around. We're not an exclusive couple. Until you both get to a level of feeling comfortable enough to be, say, hey, okay, we're exclusively dating. We've been on 5-6 dates. We need to be exclusive. We need to be exclusive now. You know what I'm saying? And even being exclusive does not mean that you're my boyfriend. It just means we're not dating anyone else at this time. Okay? So she's saying how, wow, she wasn't expecting this, but they connect, and she's like, okay, this is something new. But I did think it was cute when he said he does not bring his cell phone on dates. I've never been on a date with a guy who did not have a cell phone with him. But at the same time, I wouldn't not bring my cell phone on a date. I mean, I might not pull it out, but it's going to be in my purse. You know what I'm saying? Because I won't even leave it in my car. Because what if at the table, you freak out and you a murderer and I need to call 911. So, I'm a firm believer in keeping your cell phone at least in your purse. I think for a guy, if he has it like in his suit jacket and it's on silent or it's on vibrate, I think that's okay. But I don't like it when guys like have their cell phone like out on the table. For what, bruh? I'm the most important thing here. Put your damn phone away. So, they have a nice date or whatever. I got all off into it. We then see Nene and Gregg. They're basically at home, sitting around the pool. Now, we hear Gregg say, whew, I feel like I want to pass out. I'm like, Nene, you're not going to ask him if he okay? You know what I'm saying? But he sit down and they sitting outside. She said how she's hot. Oh my God, it's so hot I want to get naked. But you want this full on pool ensemble, honey, and this whole head jewelry, these big ass earrings. Take some of that stuff off. Take that wig off. You probably hot because your scalp can't breathe, Nene. I mean, let your scalp breathe when it's hot outside, because what if it's so hot, the glue, you know, messes with your scalp, and then that's a whole different thing, and we don't want you overheating and passing out, boo-boo. So this, you know what I'm saying, when you get hot like that, Nene, take your wig off, you know what I'm saying, be just all natural. Go get a nice thin robe. Throw in a nice thin swimsuit. Your body is banging, as we know. You are very much so in shape, Miss Nene. But, you know what I'm saying? Take the wig off. Take the extraness off and just be yourself. Okay? Just be your fabulous, fabulous self. So, you know, she brings up how Gregg is, you know, not feeling too good. And how she don't know what she would do without him. And I think any person who's dating someone should be fully aware of certain things, because you don't want to be in that position where something happened to somebody that you don't know nothing. Because she said, you know, I wouldn't know who cut the grass. I wouldn't know who do our pool. I wouldn't even know who we pay for lights and gas. Girl, look. I know you've been with Gregg since you was in your 20s. But let's not forget, you and Gregg did break up for a little bit of time. And I'm pretty sure that when y'all was breaking up, you was paying your own bills. And he was paying, because y'all was broken up for like a little minute. So you can't tell me that you don't know who to pay for lights and gas in Atlanta. You know who to pay for lights and gas, girl. Don't act like that. But I get you saying that, you know, he is a provider and you would just be lost without Gregg. You know, we see their son Brent comes out, who gives her phone. I feel like this is just a way for half him to come out so we can see he's the kind of a grown boy now. He graduated high school. He's a big boy now. I'm like, okay, Brent, you a big boy. We see, you know, you are a teenager or whatnot. And we come to find out that he wants to be either a comedian or an actor. Nene said, you know, because I have my whole showcase that we do. We know Nene does go on the road and she does comedy. But I don't think she's a comedian. I think she is a reality star who people find funny. So she go talk and, you know, it's funny or whatnot. Like, I don't think I'm a comedian, even though people laugh at me and think my antics are hilarious. But I wonder if her son is really funny, or if he sees how easy it was for his mom to book her own comedy showcase, and he think, oh, I can just go up there and talk. So I just hope whatever he plans to do, that he is really what he wants to do, and he's not thinking, oh, I can easily be this or that because of who my mom is, because it ain't that easy in life. Okay. So yeah, that was all there was with them. We see Candy, we see Todd. Who else? It was Candy, Todd, Carmen, and Don Juan, you know, down at Candy Coated Entertainment, the studio. And they're basically like having, like, I would say they have the business meeting. I feel like whenever people within the business are talking about anything, it's the business meeting. Because, especially if you're talking about the business. You know, they say how they need to get a new, well get a general manager for the OLG Gang restaurant. And how they kind of just need to hire more staff. I think I just burped, I'm sorry, but you know, it is what it is. You know, they bring up how Carmen has started her insurance agency. I was on Twitter, you know, because I tweet my reviews so I can get more viewers and get more subscribers. So I was on Twitter, you know, searching a little, you know, RHOA hashtag. And someone was saying, like, well, damn, Carmen's still Candy's assistant all these years. But my thing is, when you are the assistant to someone famous, that isn't like, oh my God, you're nobody. I mean, there's a lot that goes into being someone's assistant. People think an assistant is just, oh, she go get the coffee or she makes sure she gets her meetings. No, when you are a person's assistant who handles business and owns businesses, you are the essential, you're like a business manager. So you have to deal with a lot of different things. So being an assistant to someone like Kandi Burruss isn't like, oh my gosh, she only an assistant. Yeah, she's an assistant to Kandi Burruss, who is a multi-millionaire who has multiple companies. So please don't think Carmen out here getting paid pennies. Please believe she's getting paid quarters, nickels, dimes, and dollar bills in these streets. But anywho, she is opening up her own insurance firm. So when someone had put on Twitter like, oh, she's still the assistant, I was like, actually, no. And this was last week. I said, actually, no. Candy just mentioned, I think it was on Instagram like the week before, that Carmen was opening up her own insurance agency. which is like, you know, bravo, bravo, bravo. Everyone should be able to have their own business venture. I'll say that. And it doesn't hurt when your best friend is a multimillionaire and she believes in you. For instance, for me, my mom ain't a multimillionaire, but she believes in my YouTube vision and, you know, things I want to do, including reviews, going on to other things. And she supports me in that as my mom. And I think Candy is the same way with Carmen, to where she see Carmen, you know, can be other things besides just her assistant. So she's investing in Carmen's insurance agency. No, good. That's what friends do. So, you know, they also speak about how, because of that whole situation with Johnny, you know, the one who said Candy wasn't paying him in full and then went to Phaedra and tried to sue Candy. She said that since that situation, they have a hard time trusting new people. But she gonna need a new assistant. You know, they're gonna have to get a general manager for OLG and just different things they're gonna have to get because their businesses are growing and growing and growing. And, you know, she also brings up how she already done spent over $60,000 in legal fees against Johnny's ass. I would sue Phaedra because you didn't have this man sue me. I should sue your ass for even enticing him to do this, you know what I'm saying, to me. But, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. We also see how Candy was saying how she was surprised that Kenya got married, only because she thought if Kenya was going to get married, Kenya would have, you know, invited them to the wedding, or at least told them before she got married that she got married, or told them before it hit the news that she was married. And I agree. I don't feel like true friends should only find out stuff about you via social media. I don't at all. I think before things like that hit, you should say, I would be crushed if, like, my best friend or my friend, a friend in general, got married and didn't tell me. Like, at least tell me you got married before it hits the net. Hell, I tell my friends stuff before it, you know, before things are online. Like, if I'm going somewhere, like, I don't want somebody to say, you didn't tell me you was going out to this and this place. Yes, I did. Your ass didn't want to come. So I get, you know, Candy being just like, I was surprised it happened because she just didn't mention it. She said, but she asked Kenya and Kenya said yeah. So, you know, it is what it is. She brings up, you know, how she was at Shamir's wedding shower, bridal shower, and how, you know, it was awkward with with Portia being there, and how they was kind of cracking jokes on Portia's behalf because she talking about how she can't go to the wedding because the tickets is too expensive. And her condition won't allow her to fly in coach. And, you know, Candy was like, I bet you if you had an African waiting on your ass in Africa, you would buy that ticket. She would. We know she would. And, you know, she also brings up how she did get her own ticket to Africa, and hers was only $5,000. So I just wonder what airline did Portia look through, or did Portia, like, really wait until the last minute to try to book a flight? Because we do know sometimes flights to different locations are the most expensive if you wait to the last damn minute. But I'm pretty sure that she's known for a while when Shamir's wedding was. So if her wedding is 2 weeks away, but you've known for 6 months and you didn't book your ticket 6 months in advance, that's your fault. So the next thing that we see, Kenya, I'm kind of almost finding it harder and harder to believe about this whole marriage thing. I don't know if it's that I don't believe her about her being married, or if it's really that her husband refuses, but just does not want to be a part of her storyline, so he's staying off of it entirely. Because we see her at home and she's mad at her dogs and peed on the damn wedding gown. And my thing was, out of all the parts of her house they can pee in, out of all the room in her house, they pee on her wedding dress? Okay. And so I can't believe you pee on my wedding dress. Oh, why would you do that? You know, wait till Daddy get home. And I'm like, well, is he coming home? Because I thought he lived in New York. But, you know, it is what it is. She then calls her husband on the phone. So I'm like, okay, we're going to at least hear his voice. Because even if he don't want to be on camera, I'm guessing he would at least say, okay, we can call me on camera. That's probably fine. I just want to be on camera. Nope. He called and, okay, Ruben, I'm going to call you back. She calls him, and she got his voicemail. Now, the funny part to me about her talking to his voicemail was as she's leaving him a message, she's saying, we talk every day, all day. We have so many phone conversations. But I'm like, would you call him this time? and you talking to his voicemail. Not only did she talk to his voicemail, she kept calling back and leaving message after message after message. I'm like, well, damn, he don't say that you keep calling, he not gonna answer the phone. If I call anybody more than 2 times, they immediately answer my phone call because they assume it's an emergency. But I'm like, I mean, it seemed like she called him at least 5 times because she kept leaving long ass messages. And the recording kept on saying, message too long. Please hang up now. And it kept hanging up on her. And she kept leaving message after message after message. I'm like, Kenya, girl, you can probably send him a text. A text is easier. But, I just don't understand. I know you're probably busy working, but I wanted to just call you and let you know the dogs peed on my wedding gown. My wedding gown. I cannot believe. Really? And my thing is, in life, do people still leave messages? Like, I do not leave voicemails at all. And please don't leave me one. My voicemail strictly says, if you have to leave a voicemail, go ahead. But I would prefer that you send me a text. The only people who leave me a voicemail is like business stuff. Like people who even though I have a job, people still call me for interviews and stuff like that. They leave me voicemails. My doctors who I have doctors, they leave me voicemail. But even they'll leave me a voicemail and then text me. Because I'm like, I don't have time to check my voicemail because typically you don't even want much. Send me a text. But, I feel like if he ain't answered the phone after all these calls, he's a bad husband. So, girl, bye. Portia and her sister. So, Portia and her sister go to a restaurant, and they're basically meeting up with a business consultant and a realtor. So, we see I'm going to do this I'm going to give you the gist of what happens. I'm not going to go line by line. So Portia basically wants to open up a hair salon. Now, does Portia have any hair salon experience? No. Portia just knows that she sells fake hair through that whole, I don't know what the name of her hair extension line is, and she wants to open a hair salon. She wants to open it within like 3 months. And the financial guy was like, well, nah, that's not realistic. It'll probably be more like 9 months because it's a lot of permits that you have to get. My thing is not even you have to first find a space, get it decorated, find people to work there, and just 3 months really. Lauren even looked over like, what? Everyone was looking at Portia like she was crazy, and she did not have like a business plan. She just knew, well, I've been to hair salons and I just think it'd be cool. And they're like, we'll make your hair salon stand out from anybody else's. And she was like, well, because it's me. Girl, do you know how many hair salons it is in Atlanta? No, it's not that simple. And the fact that she thinks it's that simple is what's crazy. The first thing that you should really try to do is see, because you can't say, I have a hair salon, because you don't do hair, Portia. If you were a celebrity, if you were a hairstylist who was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I get it. Because then, yeah, they would want to come, because they would want to come and have you do their hair. But just because it's your shop, it don't mean they're going to come to get their hair done, especially if you don't even know which hairstylist you're going to have in your shop. Look into the hairstylist first. Anywho, so they're like, well, how much were you thinking about renting a place for, to rent space? She's like, oh, I was thinking about $10,000 a month. And Mom was like, I think we should do it, something, not so big, have something smaller. Which I agree with. You don't want to open the first salon. You don't want to spend 10 grand a month if you can't make 10 grand a day. Okay? And 10 grand a month to me is stupid. I would say start small. Start small at something that's maybe $3,000 a month. And then see if it works out. If it works out, then open a second salon. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to start out just spending money just to spend money. That's stupid. So they kind of tell her, we can't really work that fast. Her and Lauren are kind of bumping heads a little bit because Lauren is like, well, what you gonna do? Because she said, I kind of want to be there every day. I want to be the face of it. I want people to know I'm there all the time. To me, she want to be like Candy be when she at OLG a lot. Or how Rashida be at her clothing store press when she's there every day. But I don't see Portia being at I think a hair salon is different than a store. Because if you own a clothing store, you can be there every day because you're looking over inventory, you are looking over all kind of different things. You can be on the cash register. Portia ass ain't sitting answering no phones for no hair, and she definitely ain't gonna be sitting in the damn hair chair sweeping up hair, nothing like that. So I'm like, so Lauren said, well, what you gonna do all day? Like, what would your role be? Well, I'm gonna be the owner. We get that, but what you gonna do? You gonna just sit there all day? And then she's like, well, no, I'm gonna do the day-to-day stuff. And Lauren's like, well, that's what I do. I feel like Lauren was saying, like, what's the point of you being there if you had me there and that's what I do? Like, what are you going to do every day? Girl, they just kind of going back and forth. And, you know, it kind of got crazy because Lauren was like, you know, I don't like, because the two guys left until they're looking to whatever. But Lauren and Portia been going back and forth because Lauren is like, I don't like how you say it's going to be your business. And then she was like, you know, it will be our business, even though we see that Portia will be getting 85%. I'm like, that's a crazy amount of whatever, you know. And, you know, Lauren says how she does basically everything, but she doesn't get paid like someone who does what she do would get paid. It's like, I get paid what a little sister that do the jobs get paid, not what a regular person would get paid to do what I do. And she's like, are you not grateful? Like, are you not appreciative? You know, you don't act like I don't do for you. Now, the one thing I don't like is for someone to throw up in my face what they do for me. I think they both were not listening to each other, but I think Portia wasn't listening to Lauren vent more than Lauren wasn't listening to Portia. I think Lauren's issue was you making this about you when it should be about us. Because if we partners, we partners. And one of us shouldn't be over the other one. But Portia feel like, well, I'm putting in the most money because you ain't put. She said, did you put a dime into this? And Lauren was like, well, no, but I put, you know, my heart and my soul into it. Like, my whole life is you. I do everything for you, so I might not put the money in it, but I'm putting the same time. I'm putting in more time than you because whatever you need, that's what I'm here doing. And, I mean, it was tough to watch because y'all know I don't like Portia. I mean, I understand how her saying, you know, she's putting in the money. She's putting her credit on the line, which means she's trying to get credit for stuff. I mean, like little credit. And so when you are putting forth that much, sometimes you do get more of the profit. And she's like, I'm going to get more profit. Yes, that is true. Because I'm putting in my, you know, my money and my credit on the line. So, yeah. And they kind of going back and forth. And then Lauren was like, well, you know what? Maybe we should just not be partners. Maybe you should just do your own thing. I won't work for you. I'll do the hair product line or whatever. I'll do that. But I won't work for you. And, well, fine, whatever. And then Lauren walked out like, you know, me and my daughter be on the streets. I'm looking like, why y'all gonna be on the streets now? Like, what happened? You gonna move out too? It was just a mess. A complete, utter mess. I think they both were not listening to the other one. But I do see Lauren's point of saying, I wish you looked at me as more than just your little sister. Like, you're paying me the amount that you would pay a little sister. Not if you had to hire someone else, you wouldn't pay them the pennies you pay me. But she could have explained that in a different way. But again, Portia could have said, you know what? Let's look at how much you get paid as my sister versus someone else who does the exact same job as you and how much they get paid. Because if it is unfair, we can talk about that. But nope, they started arguing. So, you know, it is what it is. We see a little scene of Nene and Cynthia. Cynthia comes over and we find that Gregg is in the hospital because he was having chest pains and some numbness. But, I mean, Nene made it seem like no big deal. So, I mean, it is what it is. You know, she do say how Gregg sometimes has issues thinking that he might have different heart issues because his father had different heart issues. So that's why he actually went to the hospital and they kind of kept him just to run some other tests. So, okay, we see that. What else happened? Kenya and Cynthia was talking to at her house before Sheree's mom's party. And it was real simple. You know, Kenya was saying how her and her husband had sex 2 or 3 times a day. And I'm like, but I thought y'all didn't live together, so how y'all be having sex daily? Girl, get it. Which story you gonna tell? Which one is gonna be? We don't know, so it is what it is. You know, Cynthia brings up how she's dating Will and how she likes him and everything. And Kenya tells her, well, don't rush it, don't take it slow. But you just married that man after knowing him a couple months. So, girl, bye. Then Nene get there. And this is her first time being at Kenya's house. So, of course, she's kind of walking around and looking at stuff. And then she walks into Kenya's husband's closet. And she's like, oh, he has clothes here. And she was like, yeah, we're getting his stuff started or whatever. But Nene, in her shady way, says, I see all these clothes got tags on them. Meaning either Kenya bought clothes and put them in that closet because he ain't there. Because my thing is, when you move your stuff to Atlanta, you don't just buy all new. And it was weird. So I don't know if he bought new stuff and put it in her closet, or if Kenya bought new stuff and put it in the closet. But he got the clothes over there. They all just happen to be new. So the last scene we see is basically Sheree's mom's party. The party planner didn't show up for whatever reason. We don't know why. She ended up sending Sheree a text message saying, there seems to be some kind of confusion and some kind of conflict between, your side of things and my side of things, that we're not going to be there for you, but you can come pick your linen up from this location, best of luck. I'm like, damn, bitch, you just said forget her mama? Okay. So Sheree was pissed off, very pissed off, because again, she canceled the day of the party, hours before the party, while things still weren't set up. So, of course she called the girl and she called the girl and left a message cussing her out. And she was pissed off. I'd be pissed off too. Like, you have to be professional, and you can't quit. Because they showed the scene of Sheree talking to the girl, and nothing seemed out the way. And so I don't know what happened between that phone call and when the girl sent a text saying she wasn't coming. But I'm like, maybe the girl couldn't handle the party as much as she thought she could. So she's like, I don't want to embarrass myself on TV, so I'm just not going to show up at all. I don't know. But Sheree ended up pulling the party off. All the ladies came. Everyone looked good. They danced around, had a good time. Nobody was arguing. Her mom came. Her mom looked great. So it was a good party. It was what it was. So yeah, they danced, had a great time. We seen Kenya do a split. I guess her husband maybe blowing her back out because she was in the mood to do some things. And then, that was it for the party, so to speak. And then the last thing that we see is Nene driving to the hospital to see Gregg because he's still in the hospital. It turns out they're saying that his heart rate was really low, so they were going to do some testing to see if he had any blockages within the arteries. I think that's called an angiogram. I think that's the test it's called. I should have looked it up before I said that. I think that's what it's called. And so Gregg is on the phone talking to her, and I think she like, well, you told me 12 o'clock. And he like, yeah, well, they pushed it to 11:20. And then she's like, well, tell them your wife's not there. And I'm like, Nene, that ain't how it work at the hospital, boo-boo. Like, when they plan tests, they don't plan tests based on who there. They don't. So it's basically her trying to get to the hospital. Her saying, I don't know what I would do. Like, what if Gregg didn't come home? And that's how the episode went off. So, yeah. So, it was an okay episode. It could have been better. But, it's only episode 3. Let's see how the rest of the season goes. I have to now watch Escape So Kicking It, so I can review that. So, please put any comments below. And other than that, I am Jay Lee. This is Jaylee's Corner. I hope you enjoyed my review. Remember to subscribe, like, and share my videos. And until next time, people,